here's what I want to start with, and I love talking to people about this. How did you find out the FGC was a thing? Like, how did you find out what your locals are?
that that is going back. I want to say that was 2014. I want to say. Basically, I basically 2008. My dad bought me a PS3 and he had Street Fighter 4 Vanilla,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought it was the scrubbiest thing ever. I thought it was trash, mainly because I couldn't beat Seth's CPU with my jump sweep meta, and then I learned what focus attack was, and I was like, oh, this is the most broken thing ever. And then I was like, but the computer's reacting to it and just SPDing me, and I'm like, what do I do? I'm not playing this game ever. So fast forward a couple years, I'm playing AE, like AE, and all that stuff. Then was it Ultra came out 2013, 2014,
Yeah.
something like that? Yeah, roughly. So I think I still have a copy of Ultra Street Fighter 4 somewhere lingering around, and I was playing that like super hardcore online. So because I didn't know much, I was just looking up YouTube videos and doing basic combos, and I was like, oh, I'm in Chicago. I'm pretty sure there's people I can play against for money because I saw Evil and everything. I want to do something like that, and lo and behold, when I had Facebook, I actually just found a random event, and it had a Pokemon card game, a bunch of other games, and Street Fighter 4. So I was like, oh yeah, I'm about to go there. I'm about to smoke everyone. Funny thing was that there was only one other guy for the tournament. There was just one other guy. He was just chilling. We were just in the bag. It's like, oh yeah, you guys are only two, so just play a round robin or play a first of three. And I was like, all right, cool. And I was like, yo, I got this. I got this. I learned the combos. I don't know any block streams, but I know the combos when I land them. I got 10 0'd. I don't know how you get 10 0'd in a tournament, but I got 10 0'd in a tournament in a first of three. So that happened, and then he was like, oh, you're not bad. You should join the Facebook Street Fighter group in Chicago. So they, oh yeah, sure. So he gave me the invite. I checked it out. Checked out a bunch of events there. One of our locals, Ignite Gaming, has locals like every Monday or so. And I kept going. I kept getting smoked so much. And it was a classic. Going back another week, try not to go 0-2. Going back another week, try not to go 1-2. And eventually, Street Fighter 5 came out, of course. Then I moved to Wisconsin, and then there was another local where I was like, "Oh, I'm the best in Wisconsin. Ain't no one who plays Street Fighter games in Wisconsin." And then I may have met a certain man by the name of Brian F.
Mm-hmm.
And when I tell you, like, that man just cooked everyone. That man cooked everyone. And then he told me, he was like, oh, you're not meeting me. I was like, what's a meaty? Like, I kid you not, I did not know what meaty was for like 2 years straight. And he was like, you don't know what meaty was? And he was like, no. He was like, well, practice this. So I practiced it. I was like, oh, okay. And then that's kind of how all this happened. I mean, I went from being literally someone who probably was the scrubbiest person ever to now a contender for like, probably one of the best in North America.
Yeah, 100%. So was there a point where you either like remember making the decision or where you felt like you went from being that scrubby player to like being a competitor, right? Like what happened that you said to yourself, okay, I'm going to like really get good at this and I'm going to win a tournament?
I think it was when I started to get like the second and third places at my local, specifically when I was super close to beating people. And it was kind of like, I'm growing for sure as a player. I need that push, you know what I'm saying? And eventually I started to get the first places at the locals. And then I was like, oh, okay. And then we're at the regionals, a few years ago they did Rebel Conquest, for all the different cities and everything. And I was like, all right, I'm starting to get there. And then eventually 2018 was when I took second place to Joey at Minnesota. And it was like, oh snap. He's actually like, he's right there. Yeah. And it was kind of like continuously surpassing what I'm thinking I'm capable of. And I was like, oh, I'm actually doing this. I'm actually like keep getting progressively better and better. So I think it was just more so all the hours I grinded. When at first it was just all about purely, ranked typical stuff. Like I'm trying to get this rank and all this stuff. Then I was like, what if I play sets with people? What if I try to understand a game plan, try to formulate it? I
Mhm.
started to take it bit by bit, and eventually, I don't know, something just clicked. I can't really tell you. I was just in
Yeah.
that phase in tournament. All of a sudden, just like everything clicked to me.
Oh, that's awesome.